Hey everybody, this is Lilvernie coming back to you from Nebraska, and a special edition of why those folks out in Los Angeles, those Los Angelesians, may not want to come to Nebraska. It may not kind of fit their lifestyle. And this week we got a special occasion coming up because it's going to be deer season pretty soon. Yes, sir. Odocoreus virginius, also known as high-speed timber goats, but more commonly known as your white-tailed buck. Now, this is an annual ritual out here in Nebraska where we go out in pursuit of these noble creatures, and we go out. The men, women, there's thousands of us go out, and we get those tromping around in the hills and the trees and seeing if we can find us one of them for our own. Some people think this is maybe just a barbaric ritual that we go through, but no, that's not really the thing. This is what we call naturally renewable protein source. Now, I think that should go over pretty good with them folks out in Los Angeles, that it's naturally renewing protein source. That's sure. Plus, we get a chance maybe to get a little trophy on the wall if we find us one of them really nice ones that we've been pursuing. But it's not for the weak-hearted. It's not. It's quite a process to get this whole thing going, because we talked earlier about your winter clothes. Well, we got to get that, and the long-handled underwear and the coveralls and the right jackets and all that kind of stuff, and then we have to have the blaze orange. You see, now it's good to wear some blaze orange on your head, and you're supposed to wear a vest or something that's all blaze orange so that other hunters can determine that you are not a high-speed timber goat, because that's the last thing you want to have happen is get into the sights of somebody that thinks they're getting a little desperate for that renewable protein, you see. So anyway, I used to be a group hunter. I did that for a while. Now I'm more of a solo hunter because of it's quite the process to get ready. You have to get your all your knives ready. You got to get your gun ready. You got to get your spots ready. You got all that to do and so on. It gets to be quite a deal. And I used to like to go out hunting with my friend Irving. Irving, he was quite the hunter. Did pretty good, but Irving had a problem. You see, part of the ritual of this week long or a little more deer hunt is that you get up at 4:30 in the morning and you drink a pot of the Folgers. You see, so you're wide awake, and you make it extra strong. You put that extra scoop in there in the morning, and you drink that pot of coffee, and then you go roust out your buddies, and you all get together, and you go head out to the woods and find your spot. And I used to go with Irving. Was a pretty good hunter, but he had trouble getting up in the morning. You see, he was kind of one of them sleep into. On a regular weekday, heck, he'd still be in bed 6 o'clock in the morning. Yes, sir. I tell you what, he just couldn't get out of bed for nothing. Well, anyway, so one year I decided, I was going to go over to Irving's house and roust him out because he wasn't showing up for deer camp. And deer camp, we all get together and drink that pot of coffee, and then we go out and hunt deer for the day. And then towards the evening, we have a little more recreational time with some adult beverages, and we have a good time, Well, anyway, he's always slow getting there. So I thought, well, this year I'm going to go roust Irving out. This was my last year of group deer hunting, because I tell you what happened. I went to Irving's house about 5 o'clock. And we was already running late, And so I go to Irving's house, and old Irving, he must still be sawing logs. There's no lights on. There's no smell of coffee. There's nothing that would indicate that Irving had crawled out from between the sheets yet. So I thought, well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to roust old Irving out. We don't necessarily lock our doors around here, so I kind of come in through the front door, and I looked around. I've been to Irving's house a couple times. I knew what room they slept in, And of course, I had all my deer gear on, so I wasn't real stealth, because there's a lot of stuff there. But anyway, so I go into old Irving's bedroom. Something never occurred to me as I started heading in there is that maybe Irving and his wife sleep on opposite sides that me and my little precious darling does, And so I went in there to kind of get Irving, wake him up, And, well, I went over to the side of the bed I thought Irving should be on. And I kind of reached out, and I was going to kind of grab his arm, and I kind of grabbed hold, and I squeezed a little bit. And I thought, Irving, you need to be working out a little bit more. This is kind of soft and tender flesh here, you know. And so I squeezed a little more, and nothing happened. And all of a sudden, Irving's wife comes shooting up out of the bed. She did. And she was crazed. She really was. And she's yelling at Irving to get his gun, and there's an intruder in the house. And I'm looking around trying to see who that intruder is, because I could have took care of him, and I was getting pretty excited too. Well, it turns out that that wasn't Irving's arm I had hold of. It was something, it was different than that, you know. And it kind of woke Irving's wife up, and it kind of surprised her a little bit. And so since then, I've decided I'm not going to group hunt no more. I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore. So anyway, you know, I just wanted to let you know that we do this annual ritual, and that it may go a little bit against what you do, because you got to get up early in the morning, and you got to get out and get going, and then we hunt these animals, and that's okay. I think it is, because we keep the population at a controllable amount, and we get some renewable protein, and we have some time where we get out and relax a little bit. So anyway, if you ever think about coming out this way in November, remember this ritual is going on, and that there'll be a lot of pickups out on the road, and there'll be a lot of people dressed in orange, and we haven't escaped from any place. We'll make sure you don't think that's going on. We just have our blaze orange on. So anyway, this is Lilvernie from Nebraska, and we'll talk to you later.